So here we are with a new DLC, the Sphere of Influence, which allows me to play as Persia in the great game. Which means I got the opportunity to create an autocratic, expansionistic, despotic, and fanatically nationalistic Persia. And there are always two things that I always do. First, playing on Iron Man mode. Imagine how much you should be filled with estrogen to just not play as Iron Man. Second, not playing tall. I never play tall. Imagine not liking to expand. Imagine not liking to exploit. Imagine just wanting to live off your own bread. Imagine not creating your wealth upon the misery and hard work of other people. Among the things that the DLC added are not being able to conquer Turkmenistan because you have to colonize it, absolutely thick Macron, and the
Yeah, boy.
Eastern Frontier Journal. To create a thick Persia, there are two things that I needed to do first. Number one, not starting as a thick Persia. Number two, changing to line infantry. I mean, you have to change to line infantry. That's the first thing you have to do. It's your priority. I mean, why would you want to do anything else when you have two annoying, noisy neighbors that have superior militaries to yours? So screw the economy and go for line infantry, for God's sake. But before I make my way to change to line infantry, I do some other things like improving relations with people I don't like, taxing the rich, and being a dickhead and starting a war with Herat before the game even started. I mean, that's the point of playing Persia, to be expansionistic since the first minute. You start off as being expansionistic. That's why everyone hates you, and that's what I like. Of course, along the way, creating some wood industry, creating some tooling workshops to produce even more wood, and produce more wood to even be able to produce more tools, which again in turn I will use to create even more wood to be able to create administrative buildings to tax the lower class and make their life even more miserable than it is. And also do important things like changing the name of my army to Guard the Job Done or the Immortals. Choosing a dumbass, useless general, issuing important decrees for Iraqi Ajami and Mazandaran, taking over Herat, conquering land from Kandahar, de-thickifying Makran by conquering land from Makran, then having some conscripts scare off people, into the war with the Ottoman Empire, and the Russian Empire took the side of Egypt, just making them all busy, letting me do my job. Russia expelling my diplomats and deteriorating relations. Great Britain being too nice for some weird reason. And then conquering all of Macron and making Kalat my tributary state. And then, of course, creating arm industries. We need a lot of arms. We need a lot of arms. If we want to change the line infantry, because we want to have like a huge army. In between just building some administration buildings and some rice farms. And then I declared war on Oman. And of course, like always, the noisy, annoying baklava enjoyers took the side of Oman. It's a huge war, being outnumbered 3-1. Luckily my Shah has the military trait, free event, defender, so I let him defend in the Zagros mountains of Urumia, while I sent the second army to occupy Omani land. The Ottomans do the great mistake of stacking up all their army in the northern front, while my second army is just finished buying Omani lands and pushes through Mesopotamia. With Mesopotamia being lost and the Ottomans not being able to push through the northern front, they capitulate and let me win the war with ease. So in almost 10 years, I won 5 wars, doubled the GDP, increased the literacy rate by 6%, and the standard of living by 5 points, and the population by more than 4 million people, establishing myself as a power unbeatable in the Middle East. So if you think I was offensive enough, subscribe to not miss out on more offensive videos, and pray for thick Persia. Yeah, the Ottomans standed against us. Yeah, I counted with that. Erase conscripts. The Ottomans will pay for this bullshit. Defense plus 15. Nice.